Audio Jungle.
People from Europe, people from America, I'm greeting you. Can I have everybody's attention? I am of the opinion that government has no right to interfere in the matters or issues of the church.
Not only church,
We have mosques.
other worship centers.
Thank you, but I'm talking about Christianity. Church of Christ, churches of our Lord Jesus Christ all over the world, they are one body in Christ. They are constituted authority on their own. Government has no right to monitor the accounts of the pastors. Church is headed by God. Nigerian politicians, Nigerian government should mind their business. There is much of corruption going on in the system. They should tackle the corruption and leave God's business alone. Thank you, Mike.
You've made your own opinion on that.
Yes.
Now, quickly to electricity tariff that has been increased from 22 to 66 naira per kilowatt. Nigerians are shouting. Nigerians are lamenting. Of course, some Nigerians couldn't pay when it was 22 naira. Now 66 naira. Do you think it will go well with the government and Nigerians?
Thank you so much. It's not going to go well at all. Only that we Nigerians, we are overdosed. We are too complacent. We are satisfied. We sit dormant anytime these people come out with severe, stringent policy in the system. Instead of coming out en masse to tell them no, to look at them on the face and say, no, we can't do it that way. We sit back because we are enjoying what Mr. Tyrant is doing to all of us. If it was Jonathan regime, if it could be, everybody would have come out en masse and said no to this crazy billing from NEPA. But because it is Buhari, nobody has the prerogative to come out and challenge his government. If you come out, you're on your own. Every Nigerian now, we are all complacent. We are all enjoying the system because the whole security forces, they have this kind of mentality, scarcity in them. Let me tell you what I mean by mentality scarcity. Their mindset has been poisoned. The whole security forces, they are giving them enough money. Yes, they change their salary. They are giving them enough money to carry their gun against the entire masses of the country. If you come out, they will shoot you. So you have no business to protest against government. Whatever they tell you, look, let me tell you, during the Jonathan time, do you know how the whole system was shut down? By the entertainment industries, by human rights activists. Yes, they are human rightists. They shut down the whole system because Jonathan government is very, very mild on people. But this man is a tyrant. This man has no feelings of Nigerians. This man don't have interest of Nigerians. This man is not even from Nigeria. If this man is sensitive enough to understand what we are going through, this man would have had listening ear to us. He's not a Nigerian. Look at him. Is the Buhari, Let me tell you, the tariff, everybody is enjoying it. Do you know what happened, Michael? I'm not living in the Highborough area of Lagos. I am living in the locality of Lagos State. Where is the urbanity in Lagos? Where do you tag us? Tam as a urbanity in Lagos State. Lagos Island. The kind of bill they are paying there, we are paying more because metering is working up there. No metering here. We asked for meter card, nothing like that. They have not given us because they know that is the only way they should be manipulating us. Without meter, they come and give you overestimated bill. Look at, we are paying for 5,000. Omole State, they can recharge like 5,000 naira. It will carry them for months. That is pay as we go. But we that are living in the locality, no meter for us, they couldn't give us because they know if they give us, all this their wuru-wuru, their corruption, embezzlement will discontinue. We are paying over Assumption bill. Jesus Christ is the Lord. Let me tell you, steady power supply. If I do my mathematics well, from 9 o'clock to 6, from 9 o'clock to 6 a.m. How many hours? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, okay, let's say 9 hours. In my area, let me tell you, they do it often and often. It reoccurs, occurring, keep on occurring for how many months now? I can't say it's steady enough. No, Michael, listen. If you say, is that not steady enough? You are taking me back, because is that not steady enough? Ghana is having constant power supply. Who is Ghana? Togo is having constant power supply. Benin Republic is having constant power supply. What are you saying? If you want to give us light, give us light. I believe in sanity. I believe in justice. There is no constant power supply in Nigeria. They have failed us. Overbilling is wrong. Metering. Buhari ordered for metering to every residence. No meter. No meter. The people, the rot in the NEPA, in the system, power system, is the one that is making Buhari's regime, as in power supply, intolerable. I'm telling you, I'm not stopping here. I want to have everybody's attention. What is going on in the southeast this time around is very unbearable. The IPOBs and the police, they clashed yesterday again. And Governor Guaye is not happy with what is going over there. I don't know why Buhari will have upper hand over unarmed citizens. When there are insurgency in the north, he could not do something about the insurgency. Why is he sending police and soldiers to go down to Igbo land and start killing people? I'm telling you, it is unbearable. Thank you, Mike.
You see, Mike, I'm a Christian. Not that I'm a Christian. I'm a servant of God. Forget that I come here and talk. I'm a servant of God. Two wrongs cannot. I have to tell you sincerely. Two wrongs cannot make a right. In the right hand, Christians have failed. In the left hand, the government is making things worse. Yes. Now, one, do you know why Christians fail? We left what we're supposed to do and be doing another thing. The Christians have interfered so much in politics. The big pastors have interfered so much in politics. Then we go to Aso Rock and collect Ghana must go. Start going, come in public, then saying another thing. Then the government have looked into their nyash, into their annuals, and know that they love money. And those money they collect from government want to take indirectly now, collect those money back. How can a pastor, so-called general overseer, go to Aso Rock for Thanksgiving visits? What Thanksgiving visit are you going? Is it the president to come to you or you to go to the president? In the ancient days, it was the kings that went to prophets or the men of God to seek advice. And men of God will lash them out, tell them the truth when they are wrong. But not now in Nigeria. Mostly in Nigeria. What the cause? Because the love of money has become the root of evil in the life of the men of God. I don't tell you lie. In the book of Timothy, Paul wants Timothy not to be conscious of money. But we now are conscious of money because we want to build tabernacle. We build tabernacle with other people, private jets, and tabernacle. If you see where pastor is living, it's just like where president is living. Worldly president, they have taken the whole worldly honor, worldly pressure. Tell me how pastor will be receiving honor from government? Yes, this way where I'm coming again. Now, government, in other hand, have been looking away to do what? To suppress Christianity. Forget about other religions. Other religions are covered up. Now, look at, during the time of Jonathan, Obama frustrated Jonathan, do everything for Jonathan to do what? to tax churches and squeeze them.
Is that a way of the president trying to Islamize the nation?
That's part of it.
Part of it in what sense?
Even this COVID-19, they're saying it's part of it.
Does that mean the president is not the father of all, or what?
The president told you that he is for nobody, but he is for everybody. Now he is for somebody. Because if it's for everybody, you could not allow Christians to be killing in dots. You should not allow Fulani herdsmen taking other people's land. Now he's once landed.
Why I'm saying this is they're saying, I won't call it a speculation, that the president has an agenda to Islamize.
Exactly, that's what is going on. Now he used these loopholes to do what? You want to screw church now, to silence church. Now you are fighting corruption. You want to fight corruption in the church. Where the Nigeria they vote you, you haven't fight the corruption in Nigeria. You yourself, you are corrupt, Mr. President. He's corrupt. If he's not corrupt, he cannot be nepotism. He cannot be tribalism. If he's not corrupt, then why should he be dabbling into the church? Is he the owner of the church? God will own the church, not him.
Not only church, we have mosques and other worship.
I said those are cover up. They are cover up. The main target in Nigeria is Christianity, to silence Christianity, and the pastors are not helping. The pastors are doing worse. Let the president or presidency go and probe themselves first. Let all them give us the result of NDDC. Let them give us the result of Magu and his case. Let them give us result of $25 billion that was lost from NNPC. Let them give us the result of Miliki minister, emergency, what did they call disaster management. That woman is a Miliki minister. Let them give us how much they spend. Oil and gas. I mean, gas. I'm not talking of crude oil now. Gas we are exploiting in Nigeria. Where is the money of that gas? Now that is what I'm telling you. That Nigeria is a failed estate. I call it estate. It's not a country. Because it's an estate now. Only one person or a group of people are managing. If it's a country, and also why this will come and increase the tariff without consulting the users. How many times have they give us light in a day? How many times they give us light in a day? Look at this is a prepared meter. During the time of PDP, because the time of PDP, the people get it now, they share it. Immediately APC enter, they close it. And they promise us, within 6 months, they ratify the light. PDP are worst. PDP are worst. Although, yes, PDP did not make much. I'll not tell you lie. They did not make much on NEPA. But they are more better. That's what I'm telling you. They are more better. Now, everything crumble. How much I have light in a day? Then you come to create the tariff. Those people, where are they going to get money to pay that tariff? There's no work. Business is not going. Go check the frozen people that are selling frozen food. If you don't have generator, your business go down. Even though, thank God, last time government are trying to close the importation of generator. Had they been to close it, people in Nigeria will remain in darkness. That's what I'm telling you. 2 policemen, I'm very sorry. I'm not sympathizing the Oshomole. But I'm sympathizing the family of those people. It's a big loss to them. Oshomole, nothing concern him. After the campaign of election, you never remember those family. You never pay them visit. You're just doing crocodile tears as you normally do. Lip service as normally do. Those people, I beg that God should, those that have died, that God should have mercy upon them, receive their soul and console their family. Those that are injured, I pray that God should grant them quick recovery. But unfortunately, it doesn't remove anything from him. He wants to use them as a tool for his campaign. And this is a sign that APC have already failed. Who attacked them? Is human being got them? An auto crash. Yeah. Who said it? Accident. Yes, accident can happen. But this is a sign that Oshomole is on the wrong side. Nobody should follow him. If you die for nothing. Thank you. Thank you.
What actually happened is this. I cannot say they should stop it. I cannot say government should stop it. I am a Christian. that I'm a Christian does not mean that even if my fellow Christians are doing something that is not good, I will not be able to tell them. Now, on the issue, come back to government. It's very easy. That's why I'm saying this Buhari, he needs to check himself. So many times you do something that you see that actually this is a best thing, this is good thing. But when you go back and check it, you will see that element of bigotry, element of maybe ulterior motive. That is the problem I have with this. And several times I've granted interview about this Kama law. I said that if government will not use it to take over church, it's good. But just look at it. How many things that government has created in Nigeria that they have not abused it? I've not seen a good plan in Nigeria, a good plan government make in Nigeria that has not been used in an abusive way, that has not been abused. This common law is good, but when you go and look at it, even if it may not be even this regime, tomorrow if a particular man of God come out and say something that a present government is not like, they may use that channel to tackle him or her. So Nigeria is a kind of country, it's not only about this Kama law, it's a kind of country that because we are in a corrupt system, so every program will actually be abused, no matter how good is the program, because the ground is a cost land, the land is a cost land, it's a corrupt land, and nothing you plant in a barren land that will germinate. So very, very unfortunate. As good as that Kama law will have been, I see that it may be another third arm of government to checkmate the church. That is it about Kama. So there's nothing bad in it. In a situation where all these big church, their money will be monitored. I don't see anything big in that. There is no bias, there is no big deal in it if there is no bias. But tomorrow, government, this is our government that I'm looking at. It may not be Buhari's government, it may be another government. They will come in and take over church. So if that particular clause, I don't know which particular clause that is causing, that is so controversial, if they can remove it, if they can remove that one, the Kama law will be good. Nigeria politicians, there is no situation they cannot use as an opportunity. Obaseki that is sympathized with him. My mind is telling me that it's because of politics. They use everything to play politics. God forgive me. If Oshiomhole have died through that accident, won't he go inside room and say, one by one, my enemy are gone? He's a human being. Obaseki is a human being. That's why he just uses it to play politics, so that people will think that he's not playing politics of bitterness. Anyway, that is how it's supposed to be. But Oshiomhole, me pitying Oshiomhole. Oshiomhole is a Nigerian. He's a human being. You have so many people that are involved in motor accident every day, that they are dying in our bad road. How many sympathy have I offered them? You see, because Oshiomhole is Oshiomhole that I will sympathize him. Congratulations that he didn't die. He should go and thank God for his head. But me, I don't send him. I don't know him and I don't send him. But thank God for his life. The electricity that we have not been able to enjoy to a certain level, the price just grow up. Some people will be hyping this government because of little things they do in electricity. And I've been telling them that this thing, even when PDP was there was no uniform improvement in Nigeria electricity. In my hometown, before I come to Lagos State, I'm from Osun State. Osogbo, they enjoy electricity supply. We enjoy it before I came here. That was when PDP was there. In my hometown, Okuku, we enjoy electricity there because we do step down. So Nigeria electricity is depend on the area you find yourself, the community you find yourself. There was a time in this Ogba, there was a bakery that usually tip NEPA so that we have a stable light. So if you have opportunity to fall in that area, thank God for your life. Go to other areas. If you do analysis, if you go and do sensor, if you go and carry out research about how people enjoy light in Lagos State, you will see that it's not uniform. We enjoy it in Ogba here. Thank God for that one. I live in Shaga, we enjoy it. But go to some other area, even in this Lagos State, then go outside. Another thing somebody should look at is that this Lagos State is a peculiar state. Now, about electricity. Why? Because we have a center, we have a party that is controlling at the center. We have them at the state. If to say it was APC that was there when Obasanjo was there, I think Lagos State electricity would have been better than this, because I think Tinubu wanted to do something about electricity in Lagos State, and the federal, I don't know how they play politics in Nigeria. Politics of bitterness, politics of a useless politics that will not benefit us. Suppose we have an opposition at the center. Some of the things that we are achieving here now, we may not be able to achieve it. A state we want to do flyover over federal government roads. Federal will say no. I'm telling you, that bridge that Ambode did, Fasola wanted to do it. Then it was federal might, because we have PDP. I don't know why they do something like that. Likewise, when in Osun State, when Bisi Akande was governor, federal will send something. Governor will be saying no to it. Federal government sent a textbook through PTF. Bisi Akande went ahead and locked it up in a particular hall until the textbook started rotting. The day they were opening NTA in Osogbo, the script that Bisi Akande sent through his commissioner of education, Lola Adiamo, the woman was shaking while he was reading it. I don't know when Nigeria they will stop this politics of bitterness. So let's come back to electricity. It depends on the area you find yourself.
Of correction, I have the discretionary right to choose either to be addressed as a Nigerian or not. So at this point, I think I don't feel comfortable with such position. So I'm not a Nigerian, based on, of course, the realities taking place over time. Look at the hike in electricity tariff from 22 naira per kilowatts per hour to 66 naira. That is 300% increment. And that does not depict, that does not tell better of this country. How could you increase to such an exponential rate from 22 to 66, 300%? And these are the people that find it difficult to pay 30,000 naira minimum wage. Like for me, on monthly basis now, I pay about 8,000 plus. Average of 8,000, 9,000. Even some pay 15,000. Imagine somebody that earns a minimum wage of 30,000 a month, and he has to pay just for electricity about 15,000 naira. How does you expect such a person to cope? This is what we are saying about this country. It seems that some people don't understand our position. You are just paying just for electricity, not for other utilities. You have the the water, the refuge, and every water resources and all that. So it means that there's so many bills to pay, and at the end of the day, they may have a cumulative of over 30,000 for somebody earning 30,000 minimum wage. How do you expect people to survive? How do you expect Nigeria? I mean, this dispensation, of course, they have kept to their promise that they are going to bring untold hardship to Nigerians. That's what the Buhari made known to us, that we should prepare for hard time. And it's not a surprise that the hard time is here. That is the only promise he has made to Nigeria, which he is keeping to date. Of course, we don't dismiss that in a hurry, because he has said it and is maintaining it. That is the only promise that he could deliver as a dividend of democracy, not now democracy. Yeah, democracy. It's democracy. And of course, the power sector are not helping issue. How could you, give people estimated bill based on unmetered, without being metered? Other Western world, you pay as you go. How can you expect me to pay? You just increase that tariff on what basis? Majority of 90% of the houses residential houses in Nigeria has not been measured. So how do you arrive at this price, at this cost? Of course, I support the massive protest against this Nigerian state, against, of course, they are using every instrument of the state against the people, against the masses. So I encourage activists, I encourage lawyers, women activists to stand up to the realities. Of course, we can't continue like this. How could you bill me on what I never used? And not that of course the tariff, the electricity is constant. It's not regular, and you still have to pay through your nose. It's quite unfortunate that the life is unbearable within this contraction called Nigeria. And with the system of things, okay, are you telling us that you're going to increase the salaries of workers to cushion, to meet up with these effects? You see, it affects, it will definitely affect not even just the salary workers, even everyone, the business sector, because it's whatever you are able to sell, you deliver.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of Bystanders at Newsstands. Make sure you keep in touch with us next time on the same channel. Michael Adekunle still remains my name. Of course, the man behind the camera, First Thoughts, Oluwabukumi, keeping it real with Flip TV. You can join us on our social media handles displayed on the screen. You can also join me on Facebook, Michael Timtayo Adekunle, on Instagram, Adekunle Michael Timtayo. Bye, everyone.